Hey Cece, good start on your poster. I really like some of your attractions, like the moose and the boat and the railroad. Not sure what this is. Maybe buildings, though. Yeah, you didn't mention that, so I wasn't quite sure. I really like your idea of the Northern Lights. I would get rid of if I don't know. I would probably delete this because I don't think you need all these so many attractions that it really ends up filling up the picture plane so much that it's becomes really complicated. Another thing I would suggest is really think about the size relationships. Maybe you want to I don't know, they look like buildings, but I would probably just turn those off, and I would put the mountains up here more and just create more of just a regular kind of a picture plane that you would see just, in just a regular view. You might want to have a look at some of the, these posters that I posted for, for inspiration. Again, which one was I thinking? I was thinking of this one. See how it has the mountains in the background, and then it's got these other elements, but think of depth. Like how do you want to create depth? What do you want to be the most important? So again, they have the trees here, and then the city, and then very simple though, only a couple different colors, right? And the orange really works to guide the eye through because it's repeating. Repeating elements really work to direct the eye and to create a sense of unity. And again, look, if you see this one too, it's got 5 attractions, but pretty simple, right? So it's really important to think of negative space too, and this one too. Very simple use of color and only a few different forms. So you might want to try to simplify and go with something like this. The thing with having them all so dense and close together is it's really hard to pick them out. It's hard to really see the distinct elements. So I just think a little bit simplification. I would not use all these gradients on the mountains unless there's a reason. I really understand the background, but for gradients in the on everything, it kind of just it really doesn't come across as being very realistic. So if you move the mountains up and got rid of these kind of solid geometrical forms, then you'd have some room, so these would be here. You'd have some room at the top to put the font. To put the text. I would not make them the same size. I wouldn't use this papyrus font either, just because it's kind of considered unprofessional. But again, look back here and look at how they've done the type. San Francisco comes out the most important because it is it's what the poster's about. Then California's small, and then there's a little tagline. Same here, Chicago, vacation city. So you just really don't want to have, and again, Seattle, Washington, smaller. You really want to direct the eye. Same here, Portland, Oregon. So I just think a little bit more work with those things. Try to brush up on your pen tool. The curves look pretty rough, and those are back to all those skill builders you did. That's what you're supposed to try to put together all those things you've learned in all those skill builders and all those all those earlier assignments, because we're really looking for some better use of the curve here and just more use of the pen tool and understanding of the Bezier curves and so on. I mean, that's not all of the grade, but it is a good part of that 50 points that demonstrate knowledge of Illustrator. But overall, I think I really like your objects. I mean, if these were just cleaned up a little bit, because they all look really pretty good, and just really need to work on the unity. And anyway, let me know if you have any questions. I'm on Hangouts. You can email me. I can go meet you in a WebEx room, and we could look at this live, and we can talk about it actually verbally. So anyway, so good start. And again, I like your trees. And you can see more of the trees. Why not put the mountains? And then you could, instead of having the trees all stuck together, have a tree over here, have a tree over there. Back to here. What about horizontal with the rail. What about having a little track with the railroad on it, right, to add some depth? And it doesn't have to be curved. It can just be straight lines. You know how the standard, road where they can get really converged here, so it gets closer and closer. So you can try some of those things. And those, again, are beginning drawing concepts, which I kind of try to emphasize. So, okay, so let me know if you have any questions. Overall, nice job.